Welcome back to the Golden Blab, where we are absolutely not missing this week.
A little bit later than normal, but
yeah, were we
still
close?
in the confines of week 12.
Were we close? Yes. Are we recording this before a long holiday weekend? Yes. Are some of us on this podcast attempting to play golf today? Although now stressing about a radar situation that doesn't look good? Yes. But we did it, even if maybe this week will be a little less golden tea, because then afterwards, I think there's going to be a lot of golden tea. But first and foremost, Adam and Kevin, I guess first and foremost. Second and foremost, let's talk about your shirt. So I'm at home today recording. You're in the office. So we both got like weird shit going on. If you're watching us on YouTube, you're like, okay, what are those? So this is the official debut. It looks very nice, by the way, of our World's Polos. So
I'm not going to stand up and turn around, but we both actually just got back from two separate trips. You were in Vegas for work. I was in California for visiting family. Came back to the presence of two massive boxes in my office of all the World Championship polos that all the qualified players, arcade and mobile, will get, coming up in
month-ish.
About a month. About a
yeah.
month and 3 days. June 27th through the 30th, Las Vegas, the Palms. If you're not qualified, get out there, because both arcade and mobile definitely going to have qualifying spots open. But yes, if you qualify, whether you've qualified early or you qualify in Vegas, we've got all kinds of sizes to make sure that we have whatever size. Unless you're like a 5 or 6X, then we're going to have to talk. But
one size does not fit all, but we will try to accommodate. We will try to accommodate. So it looks nice, by the way. So
it does.
I can't remember if we've given the spiel on this pod about our shirts, our polos.
I think we have, because you or I normally wear. One of us is wearing one of them each week.
Well, the cool thing is, and you're reviewing it for the first time, this is the first shirt we've ever had that's like baked into the material. I think we've talked about that. So
yeah, completely custom.
Of course, you're going to say it looks good, because, like, if you didn't, something would be wrong.
I mean, I helped design it, so if I didn't think it looked good, then we got a big problem.
Well, and yeah, it's amazing. But I do like, off the bat, this is the first time I'm seeing it, is the color. First off, blue is my favorite color.
Yes, same.
I love blue, so I like that blue. That's like a power blue. That's like the about to roll up. And I imagine that, again, and we have talked about the jerseys and all the things, but like you could wear that to a golf course. You could wear that to a meeting. Like, you're going to wear that and people will say like, whoa, that's pretty cool. I still have all my old World's jerseys, by the way. And I remember my wife, this was somewhat recently, was like, do you really need to keep these? And I'm like, hell yeah, I need to keep those. Are you kidding me? Those are goddamn collector's items, baby. Like, but this is like, I think it's more natural wear. It's still loud. It's bright, but you can, you wear this to a barbecue, which people hopefully will be doing this week, and you can wear it to wherever you want.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. When we went into this, for the experience that the players, felt like they were missing with the jerseys, that we hadn't had since pre-COVID, we want to do something different. And our Yada Golf polos that we have with the golden tee and the IT logos, they're great. But they had this new opportunity to basically just print right on the material. We said, here's our World's logo, do something Vegas. And, you see the playing cards, you see the poker chips, like you see the Vegas sign. It's a little bit of everything. I don't know if we mentioned this part on the podcast. And if we didn't have headphones in, I would just get up and walk 3 feet to grab another one. But what's cool about all the Yada Golf polos is that they're never the same,
pattern.
Clutter sheets of the pattern. So like this World's pattern where you see the World's logo is kind of in between the buttons here, that might be the playing card or the Vegas sign. So it's like, you're not, when they do these, and I think when we talked to these guys at the end of January in Florida, they kind of walked us through the process. It's, massive sheets that they're printing on, and they're cutting out and they're stitching them together like this. So every single polo is going to be unique, and it really is a one of one. And that sounds like a very cheap, bullshitty marketing term, but it's true.
I was going to say it. Now, it also opens us up for bitching, of course, because, hey man, I want the poker chip over my, my heart, right? That's coming too. I actually love it though, because I am a fan of loud, bordering obnoxious golf shirts, not just ours, but in general. And I just love the fact that they are completely original. And it does change it. It adds some character. I think you could say one of one and mean it. Like, it is a true one of one, which is awesome. So what a tease, by the way. I mean, I know we said we weren't going to talk Golden Tee, but like, you're like demoing it right now. So if you're wherever you're listening to this, go check it out on YouTube. It's pretty awesome. We'll do a general broader update on Worlds here shortly. But let's bounce around a little bit. Let's first talk Kangaroo Trail. Now available slightly earlier than expected.
Yes,
which is
not
all
in
good.
Events mode.
No, but it's out there. And in fact, I was out. We were both gone, and that course to me has always I've always had a real appreciation for the course. I'm ready. I'm very excited to play it. So it's out now. I have not been involved. I mean, really, it's the same course, but I feel like people generally like this course. People don't necessarily love anything. But what is the response that you've heard on this? You've got your ear to the ground on it, I'm sure.
Yeah, so the response has been good. It's very, I would say it's a little mixed when it comes to tee boxes, which, there's not as many. The tee boxes that are in prize play are different than the ones from the originals a little bit, which is, we could talk about it later. Whatever, big deal. People love those short looks, and some of the tee boxes they get with the remastered course. They're they're kind of the pro tees. They're the long looks. So people say, oh, it might not be scoreable, but I guarantee you in the next couple of weeks, if somebody hasn't done it already, there's going to be the 32s, the 33s, 34s, and hell, even a 35 that somebody gets on this course. But, that course is from Golden Tee Live, the original Live in 2005, and they're fan favorites. So you can't be mad at, taking this course and giving it a complete facelift, all new. The entire course is built from the ground up. It's different than our Golden T3 Golf and 4 remastered courses because they just plug it in, replace the trees, and you're going to go. This is kind of built from the ground up with all, 4K assets, and it looks gorgeous. That's the other thing. It's fun, but it looks really good. And, for next week, what was originally supposed to be the launch day, we decided to, launch it early. For a variety of reasons, but we'll do a PGA Tour exclusive event next week on Kangaroo. Throw a couple of carrots at the end for people to, to really get out there and play it. And obviously through events mode, when we do those weekly contests, we do X number of prizes. But what we'll do too is if you play at least 5, rounds on Kangaroo just to get qualified, we'll give out a couple of random $50 gift cards too.
Yeah, I think it has a lot of, it does. It looks good. And actually, it's one of the courses that I thought aged pretty gracefully for being nearly 2 decades old. Even the older version, just because I thought it popped. But the new one obviously puts it to shame. I think of like hole 4. I think we talked about it a little bit last week, but distance, like you mentioned, like different tees, but also different, elevations and more options. So like hole 4, that early, dogleg left, where we've got so many tees and fairway woods now and different things to attack it. Hole 11, I think, is one of the more with the par 5, where you had a lot of different options. We've seen some wackadoodle YouTubes on that hole over time that you're hitting on the top of cliffs, you're hitting it off of walls,
and YouTube, dropping it for double eagle. By the way,
yeah, no, YouTube potential on this is really strong, like really, really strong. I think this course has a lot of YouTube potential. And I think we mentioned it. I think it's a great tournament course. I think it's going to be it's a course I'm really excited to get out to Worlds and see how people play.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, hole 12 is that drivable par 4, massive elevation change. You're going to hit a 5 or a 3 wood, or maybe even a 4. That one from the back tee box is very challenging. I saw somebody on Golden Tee Fan posted a YouTube hole-in-one. They said, first time playing the hole, aced it. I don't think I'll ever do it again, because that is such a tricky hole, and it's problematic because it's the middle of the course. So if you got a good round going on from the beginning, you got a chance of ruining it here. If you've got a bad round that you're trying to pick back up on the back 9, this is probably not the hole to really help you do it, because even if you get wet, I'm pretty sure the drop that they give you is not great, so you're probably going to get a par. But then you get farther back to like hole 14, the sometimes drivable par 4, hole 15, Very rare back-to-back par fives, back-to-back non-drivable par fives with hole 15 and 16. Hole 17, respectfully, is still a bitch. It's still short. It's still tough. There's still trees right above your head, and the golfer's head in play. So you're going to want to be careful on that one. And 18 is not a cakewalk either.
No,
285, 290.
I mean, it's funny. 18 is so like pin hinging too, right? If you're having to cut in that ball left to right, and that pin is front left or deep left, when your ball hits, you're going to have to get creative with it. Those pins down below, and I haven't seen new ones where the pins are, but those pins there are some really uncomfortable moments in terms of putts that you have to make sure you feel good about on some of those pins.
Yeah, and it's such an odd-shaped green, too.
It is.
And it's not massive. It's small, but it's not too small. But you have a left 7, 8, 9 that you're going to have to deal with on top of cutting, potentially cutting against the wind. So that is also a very good round killer. Of course, the pros are going to play it well, but for the average Joe, it's going to be it'll be a good challenge. And I think a course that's going to get a lot of play as we are, pretty much a month and a few cents change from World Championship time.
This hole for me has always been, it's like you look up classic Golden Tee holes, right, in your dictionary, and there's a picture of this because it's dogleg right, drivable par 4, but you've got water, you've got just enough elevation change to be an annoyance, and you've got. You're right. The green isn't huge, but it's not small. And I think when you reach this point too with the wind, just trying to shape your shot can be a challenge. And by the way, when you talk about greens, where you really, I remember as a young player playing this, like those putts when you're just learning to putt and you're staring down and down whatever it is, 7 or 8, and behind it is death, and you're having to decide. How much death am I willing to stomach, right, on the Golden Tee course? And you go for it, you'll make it, and you feel relieved, and not, there's death to the scorecard. So I love this course. I really do. Really excited to see what people are doing on this. Actually, I'm going to go after this and peruse the YouTubes to see what's out there. So should be very interesting to see. All right, let's switch gears to June contests. So last week, we teased that we were going to do a contest in true Golden Blab fashion, and now we're going to tease it a little bit further.
You took the damn words out of my mouth.
Yes. So without further ado, what are we doing in June for everybody out there?
Yeah, so like you said, we teased it last week. We're going to do a home exclusive contest and then a commercial exclusive contest across all updated Golden Tee games. On the home side, we're going to give away a brand new Odyssey putter from our friends at Callaway. Commercially, we're going to give away one of the new Callaway drivers from them. We're going to do birdies or better for both contests. Of course, you can't have, in my eyes, a score at contest without longest drive, longest putt, even something fun like most sand saves. And those will be kind of like our ancillary categories that we'll give away gift cards. On the home side, we'll give away a couple of free updates to people. Didn't talk to Josh or Kelsey about it, but I know they'll be cool with it because I've already said it, so they can't take it back. But
it's the way to do it. Just push it through.
Ask for forgiveness. But no, it'll be good. This is our first time that we're running the Score It software, for everybody. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes.
I just want to bring up the fact that for people that have played at the home for a really long time, we did talk about, not for this contest, but the words ultimate cycle did come up. And for those that don't know, when we had a lot less courses, we used to do ultimate cycle. So you'd play every course and you'd have a score that would be contributed to a larger score. It was a huge data pull, honestly, a huge pain in the ass, but a lot of fun because it's just a neat thing to do, to try and do every single course. Now we've added a lot more courses, and we have to figure out the spirit of that and how we do it with this many courses in a way that's like helpful for us and helpful for our players. That's not a huge time commitment. So I don't know
I've
what
got
the
a couple
answer is
ideas.
yet.
I have a couple ideas. I'm not going to give them away here, but
no, because if they're bad, everyone will tell you they're bad. But if you have ideas out there, let us know, because the one thing I think, we've brought on Travis and we're talking about all these different types of competition-based initiatives that we're doing, because we believe strongly in it across the board, not just Worlds, but local contests, global contests, you name it. If you have ideas, let us know. And within the confines of what we can do, we'd love to explore it. We want to try some different stuff, commercially and home for that matter. Home, I think, is just a little bit different because of machine access and everything else. So, but this is the first of a much larger. This is really kind of a beta of some other things that we're planning to do that we'll talk about with the update and everything else. And really making this a really regular thing. That's kind of the vibe that we're going with. So June contest, which is soon, like a week basically. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the return of the infamous summer swing that we used to do a couple of years ago.
Summer swing. There's two words I haven't heard together in a really long time. All right. So that's that. Let's talk Worlds update. Other than your shirt, what is new in the world of Worlds? We are now 5 weeks.
Yes.
Will we be there 5 weeks from today? We will?
Yes, actually, we will. Thank you for that reminder. Actually, to make you feel even better, we'll be there 4 weeks and 6 days before.
Wow.
I'm probably doing the math wrong on that, but that's okay. Yeah, so the big thing really right now is with a handful of people having to drop out from, work and, moving, things like that. We have caught up, and we actually have 3 Target Rush spots available for Friday, June 28th. Now, again, we're 5 weeks away. That number can go up. I know there's a handful of people out there already who have already booked their trip. If you need another excuse, another reason, hell, if you need Adam and I to handwrite you a letter of, hey, I need to get out, we'll do it. I will happily do that because we want to get you out there to Las Vegas. We got the Mobile World Championships kicking off on the 27th and the 28th. Arcade on the 28th, 29th, and 30th. $35,000 top prize on the arcade side. There's a lot of good reasons to get out there and just enjoy Las Vegas and be at the Palms for this special event.
It's funny. I was just in Vegas, not for anything Worlds related, just work. We're out there a lot for various work things. And I talked to a bunch of people about our event. Like, just people would ask, like, oh, yeah, okay, what do you guys do? And like, we're at the Palms, we're doing this. And like, you forget when you talk to people about this, how cool it is. Like, we live it. So when you say, yeah, we're going to the Palms, we're giving away this, and we're going to do this huge live show for both mobile and arcade games. And they're, it's funny that, oh man, like, I want to go. I got a lot of that. Lot of that. I want to go. So I'm excited. Like, the closer we get to it, the more excited I get. We are still working with potential odds provider to do that. We're hopeful that that's going to move forward. We've been pretty open with our wants to do this, but it's always been complicated. Maybe, I don't know if it's more or less so now. But it's still something we were trying to push through for the event because we know the coolness that it adds to it. The calendar is just moving entirely too fast on the year, which is good and also a little scary. That's where I land.
We will be much closer to our 20th episode of the Golden Blab by the time we get out there for Worlds.
Yeah, so we will, again, guests and everything else over the next 5 weeks. We will probably dominate at least a couple of the episodes. Will be I want to get Chris Longino on. I love talking to him. I don't know if there's anybody out there right now that knows more about the history of the game and respects the history of Golden Tee more than Chris. I love having his voice on. We talked to Chad Schrupp. We may want to get him on again to preview the mobile side and just listen to the smooth sound of Chad's voice. And Longino, by the way, has got an amazing set of pipes too. It's always a little intimidating sharing the booth. I sound like I just ate like a pack of dry cement, and those guys have like power voices. But we'll definitely get on and talk both mobile and arcade, which will be really good. I have friends coming over this weekend, and they have requested to play some Golden Tee. So
that's good.
And because my golf literally just got canceled, I may pivot and maybe do a little Golden Tee. Open up, maybe crack a bottle or two of wine, and maybe that'll be the start of the long weekend instead.
I like that idea.
Memorial Day. What are you doing? What do you got plans? What is the ideal Memorial Day for you?
Really for me, ideally, it's always been spending time with friends and family, barbecue if the weather is nice. Although, as we're recording this, I'm getting tornado warnings for my parents' house, which is always a good way to start off a holiday weekend.
Yeah, that's great.
So that's fun. But, hopefully with, I think really the weather in Chicago or in Illinois should only be rough today. So that leaves Saturday, Sunday, and Monday for those of us that are lucky enough to have it off. So for me, it's like, bags, getting outside, grilling some hot dogs and hamburgers, playing bags, continue to play bags, whether you win or lose, because I'm a stubborn asshole and I don't want to get kicked off the set. We got these cool little birdie bombs, little new alcoholic beverage that I'm going to actually just try right now for the first time ever.
Talking to those taste guys. Test? Well, not
live taste test. Yeah, live-ish, close enough.
So hold on a sec. This is free plugging, which I appreciate and respect.
Yes.
Well, I guess it is not free. They sent it. So do you know what flavor it is?
Yeah, it's like a watermelon flavor. I think I'm just going to shoot it because it's basically a shot, but it's actually...
Can you give me a preview? Well, like maybe they'll be able to see on the... I can't see it here. So before you do it, will you hold it up?
Yeah.
Can you do it without dropping it?
Well, it is actually filled to the brim, which I always appreciate.
Oh,
so this is their little mascot. And it's cool. They sent, it comes in a box just like your golf balls, and you open it up and there's 3 shots in there. I, of course, made sure to chill them this morning before we recorded this podcast. But
at 8:30 a.m. I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, it's noon. It's afternoon.
It's a more respectable time, like noon.
Yeah. I put them in the fridge at 8:30. But no, they reached out and said, "Hey, we love Golden Tee. We've got this new beverage." I actually wasn't even planning on doing it on the podcast. It just worked out that they showed up this morning. And it's perfect time, especially talking about things that we like to enjoy, for Memorial Day. So let's
live taste
see how this goes.
A lot of pressure.
Oh wow, that is it's very boozy.
Very boozy.
Very boozy, but not in a bad way. It's it almost tastes like, and I'm gonna get a lot of shit from people on this, but it almost tastes like Malibu rum. With a little bit of
your drink for a while, was it not? Weren't you a Malibu?
Well, yeah. When I was trying to transition from whiskey to vodka, post college, if I was like, Adam, let's go play a game of Golden Tee, I would get a Malibu and Sprite. I would not give a shit what people thought. I still don't, because it's smooth, but I'm not sitting there drinking, to be stout or whiskey.
Malibu is delightful. Like anybody that says they don't like Malibu is delightful. There we go, live on camera, a shot.
Hope Elaine doesn't mind. No, it's actually pretty good. It is literally says the perfect shot on the box.
The weekend can officially begin.
Yeah, I like that.
It's kind of weird. Yeah, normally I have a cocktail of some kind. We were out of coffee, so I'm having just my second cup of coffee.
We're trading places here.
Yeah, and I'm Vegas, post Vegas. Which, by the way, I know this is this is related to Worlds. I will. As I'm getting older, right? So we're going to have hundreds of Golden Tee players, family, friends, work employees out in Vegas in the next 5 weeks. I'm realizing that I can't hang like I used to hang. And it's not like I can't still consume beverages. Like I can still do that. But my level of tired, but this has happened to me. I don't know if you're younger than I am. And so you still have it more than I do. But in the last 15 months, it's like a snap of a fingers and I'm ready for bed. I was never that way.
I can't say I'm far off from you. I think, it's funny because you just came from Vegas and I'll say it before you can say it, because one of the things you said to me this morning, which I thought was funny, but in the I absolutely get it way, was you said this is probably the most sleep I've ever got in Vegas. And it's true. Like, it's so hard when you go to Vegas for a trade show and you're meeting with operators and customers and players and all this. It is so hard to say, oh, do you want to go out to have dinner and talk business? Or, hey, let's go play Golden Tee, have drinks. No, I'm going to go to bed at 9 o'clock. It just doesn't happen. It just really, really rarely happens.
My problem with my sleep now is I'm up because of the time change. I'm up at 4 a.m. and I can't go back to sleep. You know what I mean? So like that
was me in California. It was
it's brutal. So I left Vegas. I had a really early flight yesterday. It's like before 7 a.m., which I don't mind the early flights out there because it's fine. Like, it's good to get home. There's no easy way to get home from Vegas if you don't live on the West Coast. You're going to lose a day. You had the same thing with California. You're going to lose 2 hours. You've got a 3+ hour flight. It's gone. So, but that turnover period in Vegas when you're flying out early, so that 5 a.m. where you've got people heading to the airport and then you've got people heading home from wherever they were, nightclubs or still out, that's always an odd hour. So this is look, we've had some funny, interesting stories from players in Vegas going out to Worlds. This is just a reminder from an old man. Just take care of yourselves. Hydrate. Hydrate is the big one, right? And take care of yourselves.
Especially if you're going to be outside in the sun. I mean,
yes.
I kind of see it in my face. It's a little red because I didn't put sunscreen on while I was walking around San Diego yesterday. But especially if you're playing bags or cooking at the grill, having beers with a bonfire at night or something.
Yes.
And of course, on top of, don't drink and drive.
Of course. That is the very serious one. The other ones are whatever. Just don't, be a shithead to yourself. But to me, I guess to tie a bow on this thing is it's becoming harder just to do. I'm going to bed earlier than I ever have. I'm waking up earlier than I ever have. And I actually don't mind it, to be quite, that's maybe the oddest part about all of this. I feel we got a lot of like young, we got dads of young kids coming out to Vegas. We've got, you know what I mean? Like, I feel you. To everyone out there getting ready to emotionally prepare for a weekend in Vegas for Worlds, where both you'll have fun and compete for like legit prizes. Like, training must start now. Start thinking about it.
Well, and here's the thing. If you've ever been to a local tournament or a national tournament that takes place over a few days, we've all been there. It's, the people that stay out until 2 a.m. till they kick you out of the location, at a tournament on a Saturday night, typically, and I know there's a few people that have proven this wrong, but most of the time don't have as well of a showing, or it's pretty damn hard to play on Sunday. Some people have proved it wrong over time, but I'm sure if Andy Haas decided to stay out till 3 a.m., he could probably still come by and kick some ass. But me or you, we're not going to do that. So Vegas, again, is like multiplied.
Let's do a 30 for 30 on, Golden Tee tournaments gone astray and document, and it happens. Like it does, but you're right. Like, if you don't feel well, it's hard to play this thing. It's also an endurance exercise. I know that sounds weird talking about playing Golden Tee. You're on your feet a lot. You're focused. Like, it is truly an exhausting experience. And again, if you've never played in one, you're probably going to hear that and say that is absolutely fucking ridiculous. No, it is. Like, it
until you go there.
Until you go there, and you're
holy
like,
shit.
My legs hurt, my brain hurts, like everything hurts. Again, another reason. So we're getting old, but we will be young at heart. We're going to announce 2 Golden Tee tournaments in Vegas, which I'm really looking forward to.
Well, for us, we have to announce 2 tournaments. Then we have to go to the UFC fights on Saturday if Dana whenever gets back to us, and then come back.
There's some moves going on behind the scenes. We haven't talked about them, but I'm trying. I'm just saying, I'm trying. All right, we got to get out of here to go not play golf, unfortunately. Play something and do some
work,
Golden
I guess. Tee at least.
Yeah, play some Golden Tee. But everybody have a wonderful weekend. Be safe. Have fun. Hopefully your weather cooperates. You can grill some good food. Maybe play some Golden Tee along the way. For Kevin, I am Adam. We will talk to you guys soon.